Peace, love, and divine light. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are and you're living in your greatest purpose. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. Thank you to all who have booked personal readings, all the channel members, new subscribers, all those who continue to join us on our lives. Thank you. You make the conversations what they are. Your engagement is awesome. Thank you. I just wanted to put this disclaimer out there in regards to, well, it's not a disclaimer. It's more so like a public service announcement, really. I wanted, if you have not checked out our merch, I wanted to make sure that everyone is aware that we do have messages from the Waters merchandise that you can purchase, and I've actually put a couple of them, and there's a lot more than you actually see in the post. I think it was yesterday I posted a couple of items that we have available for sale. Always remember also that channel members do get discounts off the merchandise, so keep that in mind for any of you who are interested in purchasing an item, okay, or a couple of items as gifts. So check out the community posts. I posted a couple of the items on there if you're interested in buying anything for sale. So there's that. And what else? I had a couple of different things that I wanted to bring up. Oh, if you're interested in becoming, this kind of goes along with the other announcement. If you're interested in becoming a member, click join. There are different tiers that you can join. Each tier has different, I guess you can say, rewards associated with them. Okay, so feel free to click join and become a member, as there are different perks like exclusive videos. What else? Of course, the discount on merch. There's some other stuff. Exclusive videos, discount on merch, priority reading, so on and so forth. So click join if you're interested. So before getting started, there is a message that I was inspired to share with you today. And while I was getting ready to, to come on this live, I received this message in regards to someone being their authentic self. All right. Are you being your authentic self? And what does that look like when you are your authentic self? And I jotted down a couple of different things. The first thing that actually came to mind when I was thinking about this is that, first and foremost, not everyone is authentic. Not everyone is their authentic self. That's really the main thing. And part of the reason why not a lot of people are their authentic self is because not everyone is able to deal with you in your authenticity. Not everyone is capable. Not everyone wants to deal with someone or people in their authentic, is that the way I want to say that? Not everyone wants to deal with you as your authentic self. And first and foremost, if that is the case, you already know, like that's not someone you want in your energy anyway. Someone who's not willing to accept you in your authenticity. Okay. And this is all of you. This is, the person has seen you at your highest. The person has seen you, when you've needed work or when you've been working on yourself. I really think that, the people that are meant to be in our energies will see us in different phases in our life. Okay. And, see us as we are and are willing to work with us, in our authentic, as our authentic self, if that's making sense. Okay. And it's true. Not everyone is willing to deal with us in our authenticity. All right. And I think for the most part, a lot of people are willing to deal with people that, kind of seem as if, they already have it together. Okay. Whether that is mentally, physically, spiritually. And I definitely think that financially is a huge aspect of it. right? Um, and as I'm speaking, I'm reminded of Biggie's lyrics. He's like, "Oh, more money, more problems," or something like that. Like, a lot of people, you have more friends. Let's just say that you have more friends. The more money you have, um, the more well-to-do you are. You'll find that a lot more people are wanting to be your friend. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of people who want to be your friend if you are well known, if you are, well-to-do, for different reasons. People have their reasons for wanting to be in your energy at that point. But in the cases where there are people, in the in the cases where people are working in the process of working on themselves, what I do find is that not everyone is willing to be patient. Not everyone is willing to see you in that stage. And there are different reasons why. Part of it is because if the person doesn't have their stuff together, they're working on themselves and whatever it is that they're working on. A lot of people don't have patience for someone who's also working on their stuff. Now, I also think that that's how you get to kind of like weed out the people that are not meant to be in your energy, because the people or persons that are meant to be in your energy, I really do feel like there's going to be like this mutual respect, or this mutual respect or patience for one another as each person works on themselves. So that's part of it, right? So not everyone can handle your authenticity. I think that a lot of times our authenticity, or being our authentic self, it kind of scares people, right? Like, and what I mean by that is a lot of people don't really like it when people are just blunt and honest with them, or just honest with them, right? A lot of people get scared when people are authentic with them. And it's kind of like as they say, like, it's kind of like a catch-22, because people want people to be honest, but at the same time, it's like that honesty sometimes scares them, which is really weird, right? I think part of it too is that some people would rather someone, like that whole thing about the person scaring them. I think that some people would rather someone that can like fit a certain mold, like someone that is already set in their ways. They kind of like, and again, that goes back to not wanting to work with you, okay, and accepting you exactly for who you are. So people are also they're more willing to accept someone that makes them feel comfortable, okay? And the interesting thing is that a lot of people, okay, and this is not generally speaking everyone, but there are a lot of people who are comfortable in their ways, in their not changing. And anyone who comes in their energy that kind of like puts a mirror in their face, sort of speak, to let them see who they are and the things that they get to work on, it kind of scares them. Yeah, it scares them, because now they're in a place where they're no longer in their comfort zone. People like to feel comfortable. They like to be in their comfort zone. And there are people that remind them of exactly who they are. It remind them of the stuff that they get to work on, and they don't like that. Okay, so there's different reasons why people are not authentic. Yet the question here is, are you being authentic? Are you being your authentic self? And now the next question is, hey, Stephen, good to see you. Ratna, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. So how do you know that you are your authentic self? I'm actually curious to see what you all think in the comments. Let me know, what are some of those qualities, right? What are some of those things that you know that reinforces, that tells you, oh yes, I know that I am being my authentic self. Okay, so you can put that in the comment, and let me know what you think. I'm curious. Now, I have some notes for myself to kind of like steer the conversation. So how do you know you are being your authentic self? Okay. One of the things that I have jotted down in terms of how you know you are your authentic self is, are you happy? Okay. Are you happy? Like genuinely happy with yourself? You'd be very surprised to know that there are people who appear on the surface as being happy, like they're always smiling, they're always laughing, yet internally they're not happy. Okay, when they are by themselves, when they are looking in the mirror, they don't like what they see. They don't, the energy that, whatever energy they have, there's no sense of like genuine happiness. So that's one of the ways that you know that you are being your authentic self. And I think a lot of you already know that. Okay. Yes, Julie, you said that you are comfortable in your own company. That is definitely key. And that's actually one of the things that that I have here, like something sort of in the same area. Are you able to spend quality time with you? And I think Julie already said it. You're comfortable in your own company. You're comfortable, you're happy. You're not someone that necessarily needs the presence of someone to validate you, to validate who you are, to validate your sense of being, your identity. That's also another way that you know that you're being your authentic self. Like, you can take yourself out on dates. And I definitely recommend that for anyone, regardless of whether you are in a union or not. And a lot of people may not agree with what I'm saying. But keep this in mind. Whether you come into a union with someone, you are still yourself. Okay? You are, a lot of people subscribe to that whole notion of, you forget who you are. Forget who you are. Now that you are in a connection, it's about this person. And so it's like, so that's kind of like giving the notion that you're supposed to forget all aspects of you, so that way you can get in a relationship. And I think a lot of times, especially, the feminines, and you can tell me if you agree on this or not. I think a lot of times, especially the feminines, the women, we are taught to just kind of like put who we are and our happiness to the side, so that way we can find a connection. Okay. Don't be so headstrong and so that way you can find someone, to unite with. And it's kind of like giving the notion that you're supposed to forget who you are. And I personally don't subscribe to that notion. Like, you came into this world, okay, with a purpose. You came into this world with a mission, something that you are meant to do. And whoever it is that you find as a partner, I truly feel that person is supposed to work with you in alignment with your mission. But you're not supposed to forget your mission all of a sudden because, you're in a relationship, all of a sudden you get married, you forget everything about what you're supposed to do. You forget who you are, and all of your identity centers around this thing called a marriage, or this thing called a partnership. And so are you being your authentic self? This is especially the case, when we get into unions. And this is important to discuss because, a lot of us looking for unions tend to think that we have to give up on who we are, our identity, and, our mission, our purpose in life. Anyone that comes into your life to try to deter you from following your path, your mission in life, is not for you. Okay, that person is not for you. That whoever it is that you get, this is my personal opinion. Okay. Whoever it is that you get into a connection with is supposed to remind you okay, of your purpose, not make you forget who you are. Okay, and that person is not going to be happy with you not being your authentic self. If they are truly for you, if they are truly about the business of helping you to elevate yourself, and especially in when it comes to you elevating your God self, your God consciousness, okay, whatever it is, different cultures call it different things. You can call it what you want, but that higher self, okay, which is essentially that higher part of you, that partner. Okay, and this is what I call it. That partnership is supposed to reinforce that. All right, not kind of like water you down. If that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Third eye. You said say no to them. Okay. Oh no, you said run. He says run. Well, I assume it's a he. I don't know. I see a masculine image. Okay, so third eye says run if they're trying to make you forget who you are, if they're trying to make you forget. All right, so stay your authentic self. And if you're feeling like you're not your authentic self quite yet, then how do you become that authentic self? Now that's the other question. So the first part of this was, okay, it was a question asking you, are you being your authentic self? The second part was how to know if you are in fact your authentic self. Now the next part is, how do you become your authentic self? Because a lot of folks kind of feel like they had to have figured it out at a certain age. And, if they haven't figured it out by, this age, then, they're not going to work on themselves, right? They're just like, okay, well, I am who I am, even though I don't really know who that is. I'm just going to keep going because it's too late for me to work on that now. Some people kind of have that notion. Well, how do you become your authentic self? That is key. And I think that question can be answered by part of what I think one of the person in the comment, I think it was Julie, mentioned something about being comfortable in your own company. That's one way that I think that you will learn to be authentic with yourself if you're able to spend time in your own company. Like, you won't really know who you are if you can't spend time in your own company, if you are not able to spend time, evaluating self, meditating. Like, there are some people out there that have never spent time by themselves. Like, there are folks that constantly feel that they have to be in a relationship. There are folks that are out there, and there's nothing wrong with relationships. They're beautiful unions, especially when they're divinely led, with purpose and da da da. There are people that have never actually spent time with themselves, and a lot of it is because they're kind of like afraid of what they'll actually find once they dig deep, once they meditate, once they actually pull out and uncover, those layers that they've tried to avoid for quite some time. It's like, as you peel like an onion, I'm getting an image of an onion. As you peel the layers of that onion, there's some stuff like in the middle that a lot of people are not ready to deal with. So it's like they may think that it's too late for them to become who they were meant to be. And I think that as long as you're breathing, as long as you are here, there is always an opportunity for you to be authentic with you, for you to live in purpose and find your purpose. Okay, and I really don't think that there's an age for that. Because I think that people come into realization of who they are at different period of time in their life. And unfortunately, and at the same time, fortunately, it's like we have to go through, for many of us, we have to go through so many challenges in order for us to get there. Yet the essential part is that, you don't give up on finding who that person is that you're meant to become, especially having to do with your purpose. Okay, so part of the how is to find time with yourself. Find time with yourself. Be happy in your own company, doing exactly what it is that you love to do. And some folks may not even know, hey, I don't know what I like. I don't even know what I like to do. So how am I supposed to be happy in my own company? Well, you start with starting to look at yourself in your own company, asking yourself the questions that are essential. You can ask yourself what you like. Actually, speak to yourself. A lot of folks may think that's crazy. And there's different ways that you can do that. Okay. You could write down in journals. You could jot certain things down. Ask yourself the questions that you want to know. Who am I? Who are you? Who are you? Okay. And then as you begin to spend time in silence, listen to what actually comes out. Who are you? Okay. Well, I like this. I like that. I like to eat this. I like to go in these places. See, when you do that, now you start to become aware. Okay, you start to kind of like, it's like a flower that, it's a plant, and you put the seed in the earth, and then you nourish it. Okay, you cover it with soil, okay, which represents, soil represents the earth, which represents the mother. And then you water it, and water represents spirit. Okay, and then as you put that seed in the earth and you water it, okay, which is the spiritual aspect of it, essentially what happens is you start to see this flower starts to bloom, right? And essentially that's what happens with you, is that you come into awareness of you come into a very significant awareness of you by asking yourself those questions. Who am I? What do I like to eat? What do I like to do? What makes me happy? Like, and then you jot those things down. These are all the ways in which we become our authentic selves, is by asking ourselves the questions that we then can answer. Right? Asking ourselves the questions that we can answer about ourselves, spending that necessary time in silence and meditation. And I've mentioned it on the lives before in regards to the importance of spending time like in a dark room. Dark meaning like no artificial light. Like I'm a really, for me, like I really advocate for that, just because, I don't know, like it's not something that I can express in words, but there's something about the artificial light sometimes that kind of like, in terms of frequency and stuff like that, it can be too much. So spending that time in silence, in meditation, is important, because part of how you get to uncover the in-depth aspect of you. Okay. And I'm getting this message that it is in darkness that light comes. So that may explain the whole basis of being in a dark room. When you are looking for light, and this is how I can explain it. I'm trying to make sense of what I just said, and I'm hearing it is in darkness that light comes. Darkness gives way to light, and so finding that time to go within will essentially, bring you into light. It will bring you into awareness, the awareness that you need or want in order for you to be your authentic self, live your authentic life. Oh, and I've been hearing this song in my head recently. It's this song by this artist. I believe the name is Midnight, and I posted it on my community page. It's called "Live the Life You Love." Love the life you live. Live the life you love. Live the life you love. You may have heard it. I don't know the lyrics. I don't always know all the lyrics to the songs. I get like snippets and stuff. So live the life that you love. And I honestly think that speaks to this energy of authenticity. Okay. Hey Brad, good to see you. Let me see if I can read some of the comments. I was like so focused on, see if we can go back. Okay. Third Eye, you said to take a walk to the park. Oh yeah, connect with nature. That is huge. That is huge. Like, be very intentional about connecting with nature, because if there's any energy that can remind you of who you are, it is the Divine Mother. Okay, our mother, Mother Nature. If there's any energy that can remind you of who you are, it is in fact Mother Nature. Do the things that continually ground you. And I had a live on this before. Being in nature is definitely huge. Plant something, you know, touch the soil. All of that stuff is wonderful. Look, you said look around in nature. Absolutely. All right, y'all. So I am going to, should I get off this live? I'm going to pull, I always, this is like the new energy that I'm getting recently. So I have a message and then I pull, you know, additional messages to see what shows up. All right. So if there are no other comments about what we just said, I can pull some cards for you to see what is showing up for you. Yeah, it is love the life you live. I think so. It is love the life you live. Okay. Attila, thank you. I will have to rewind. I came late. No worries. Oh, Link, good to see you. 1111. Thank you. All right. So if everyone is in alignment, I will pull some cards. Thank you, Attila. Thank you. I will pull some cards and see what's showing up for you. I always feel like pulling the cards oftentimes reinforces the message that I have or the message that I spoke of. So for many of you, like, it could even be that you've something about other people, because that's the first thing that I got was that not everyone can handle your authenticity. Not everyone can handle your truth. Hi, Helen. Oh, welcome from Kenya. Okay, so let's see what shows up for you. All right. Welcome. You know, a lot of people tell me that I look like somebody. Somebody said that I look like their auntie from somewhere. Adira Vero, welcome. Welcome back, I should say. There's some folks that I usually see on here. I appreciate everyone that... Oh, yeah. Somebody else did say me along. I did get that before. Yeah. That's an honor. You know, anyone who is high vibrational in energy, it's an honor. Okay, let's see. Six of Swords energy. All right, so remember that Spirit speaks to you in different ways. All right, Spirit speaks to you in different ways. What is internal, the highest part of you, you know, that higher self is who you are. Okay? That higher self is who you are. This body, this flesh just holds that which is essentially you. Okay? And some of you are moving closer to that realization, or you're living in that truth of your higher self. And the energy that I was getting regarding authenticity, you in your most authentic self is divine. Okay? You are divine. A lot of people are not comfortable with that word because they associate it so much with religion. And a lot of people don't necessarily agree with religion. Yet people do know that spirituality is a universal language. Religion is very divisive, yet spirituality is universal. So you at the core, you are a divine being. That is, you are spiritual. And that could be connected to the message earlier. Whatever is showing up, you're moving towards that, okay? You could be healing that something. You could be healing something that's moving you closer to your divinity. In essence, it's moving you closer to your power. Okay? You are becoming a lot more authentic. Authentically you. For some of you, this means that you're practicing something. You're practicing, possibly practicing ritual, practicing something that's authentically yours, not someone else's. So whatever it is that you're doing, it could be moving you closer to this energy. Like you're healing you. You're healing something having to do with your authentic self, and you're moving. See, you're moving in that direction. You're moving towards your divinity. See, okay, so now right after this is what comes up next. You've been looking for that light. You've been looking to connect with that light. Some of you are connecting with the planets. You're doing something having to do with like overstanding your connection to the astral realm, astrology, the planets. You're learning. You've been looking for that light, so you're coming towards it. And right after this, right, this is a strength of yours that you're tapping into. Many of you are also overcoming certain doubts that you had about your divinity, that you've been looking for, that you've been wanting to tap into. And you're becoming your authentic self because like whatever, you're shedding something. I'm getting that you're shedding something. You see the two sides. This duality energy came out actually before. Okay. Your spirit guides are saying you're no longer asleep. Something or someone tried to put you to sleep. You're no longer asleep. You are in your full awareness. See, this is also connected to the previous message about your authenticity. In your most authentic self, you are a light being. In your most authentic self, you are aware. In your most authentic self, you are a light. That light that you've been looking for, you may not have been tapped into that light because you were not aware, or you were not as aware. Some of you are coming into the realization of how asleep you've been now. Like you're actually looking at yourself in retrospect. Oh, Attila, thank you. You're actually looking at yourself in retrospect and you're like, dang, this is me? I've been asleep this whole time? What did they do to me? That side of you that was dormant, it was imposed upon you by a force that you're beginning to see now. It wasn't greater than you, but it was definitely dominant. Okay? It was definitely dominant. And you're able to look at your past. All right? You're able to look at your past now and see, like, dang. Okay, your awareness now is bringing into light how asleep you were or how unaware you could have been in your past. See, you start off with progress. There was something hidden. This is where you start off with. Remember that. You started off with healing, progress. You're moving towards your divinity. You're moving towards your light. This is connected to you overcoming doubt, embracing your strength, and embracing this awareness that you now have of how unaware you may have been. Something was hidden. Okay, and the moon is a reflection of something deep within as well. See, for those of you who know, okay, this is in Haitian Vodun, this is Aidawedo energy. The moon represents Aidawedo. The sun represents Dambalawedo. And this is definitely Aidawedo and Dambalawedo showing up with the rainbow. Okay, which is also happiness. Okay, clarity. So something showing up here. Someone is kind of looking at you though. Someone that could have benefited from your unawareness, your lack of awareness. Someone's looking at that right now, and they're kind of like, you know, you think you all aware now, huh? Or, you know, you've gained all this information. Now you don't know how to talk to people. Or he think he's all that, or she thinks she's all that. Like, you know, someone's kind of looking at you like, not everyone is happy. See, I got that from the beginning in my notes here. Not everyone can handle your authenticity. That's that person. That's that person. I got that. Not everyone is handling you being in your awareness very well. You being in your power. Not everyone is embracing it as well as you are. Some people would rather you go back to sleep. Go back to your, it's like the depth. Like, you know, someone kind of like would rather you be right here instead of right here. Okay? Below instead of above. The divine is saying as above, so below. So who you are as a divine being is exactly who you were meant to be here on this planet. Ooh. Now, didn't we say Dumbala and Aidawedo? Didn't we just call on them? Okay. The divine twins. In Haitian Vodun, that's the Marasa energy. Masculine, feminine energy. One complementing the other. Fire, water, duality. Okay, let's see where let's see where we're going with this. Progress. That's where you're going. Progress. Hi, Radhika. Yep. Okay, so let's see about this progress. You're moving. You're not waiting for nobody. So whoever this person is, they better, it's either they're going to catch up or they're not. Okay? Because you're looking for your light. And whoever refuses to catch up to you, they're meant to stay behind. And your spirit guides are telling you, be okay with that. Be okay with that. And it may seem as if they're behind. They're not necessarily behind. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. And you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay? Behind in a sense of not everyone is supposed to come with you. Ooh. Not everyone is supposed to come with you. Where you're going. Okay? Your elevation means that not everyone will come with you. And you get to be more than okay with that. There's some divine plans. Some of them are going to choose to stay asleep. Some of them have chosen to stay asleep. They're quite comfortable. Yeah, they're quite comfortable. Like, you might as well just give them a blanket. Yeah, just know that. And now the question you're being asked is, are you going to continue to elevate and look for your light, even though you know there's some folks in your energy that are choosing to stay asleep? Some of them harbor these secret feelings regarding your elevation. You may not know it. They are. Yeah, your elevation is not. Some people are not happy about that. Ooh, okay. Yeah, because you become too aware. Because they can't pull your string. Oh, there. This is the string. They can't pull at your heartstring. You see, when you're asleep, they were able to do that. Okay. Six of Swords. Yeah, it's about your thoughts. Some of you, it's your thoughts, your mind. Okay, you're connecting to something, connecting back to your divinity. See, this is what it's doing. You're a lot more powerful in this state of mind that you are in, moving towards your elevation. Now, this is interesting, y'all, because I was just reading about Ma'at earlier today. Like, the book that I'm reading, and someone asked about the book that I'm reading, and the book is called Ma'at. You know what? Wait 1 second. I want to share this book with you for some reason, because someone asked, what book are you reading recently? And something told me to share this with you. So hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get this book so you can see it. Okay, y'all. This is what I'm reading. So someone asked about what book you're reading yesterday. Well, this is one of the books that I'm reading. And it is by Ife Kilimanjaro, Dr. Kilimanjaro. And this is the first time I've actually ever done this in a reading. I'll just go with it. Okay. And there was something that I read on here, and I'm going to continue with the reading. It said something about, hold on. The wise directs their mind like the pilot flies the plane. That's one of the principles on here. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. It says, the wise directs their mind like the pilot flies the plane. That may be relevant to you. This could be why the wise directs their mind like the pilot directs. See, that's powerful, because the beginning of this reading was about your mind. The wise directs their mind like the pilot directs the plane. You essentially have taken power over your mind, and that's doing something to your spirit. That's doing something to your elevation. Ma'at energy is very strong for you. Balance, truth, justice. This has to do with life lessons. This is connected to you dealing with the challenges that you had to endure or go through, because you looking for this light. Okay, it has not been easy. Trying to maintain order, balance within your energy has not been easy. It's been challenging for you. Okay, so let's see. Continue to be your authentic self, regardless of who it is that may agree or disagree with you. Not everyone will. Not everyone will agree. They're not meant to. Okay? Eight of Pentacles. Someone's kind of looking for you to go back to sleep. You see that? They're like, I wish you would just go back to sleep. You're no longer asleep. You're no longer asleep. You've been awakened. Eight of Pentacles and Four of Swords. Let's see. Yep. Whatever that past was, that cycle is closed. That's exactly, this is confirming that. You're no longer asleep. You've uncovered this light within. You're tapped into your strength, overcoming doubt. Okay, let's see. Tell me more about the Strength card. You're becoming whole. You're becoming your whole self. And you're planning for something. Something having to do with your future. That you put behind you. The Strength card. Okay, you're holding on to your energy here. You're preparing for something. The Strength card and Eight of Pentacles. Let's see what else. You're preparing for something. You said planning for business, third eye. Definitely you mean business. Someone sees that you mean business. You mean business. You are no longer doubtful. Ooh, okay. So this is Emperor and Empress energy. That's what you're preparing for. Oh my goodness. For some of you, this is directly tied to this. A divine connection or connections. Planning to connect with people who are of like minds. This is kind of like a Two of Cups on a whole different level. It's not just a Two of Cups. It's a Ten of Cups. Okay. Oh yeah. See, it's a Two of Cups added with the Strength card. 2 + 8 = 10. And what does this mean? 2 + 8 = 10, which equals 1, which equals the sun, equals beginnings. Yeah, that's you. That's you. Okay, a little mathematics for you. That's you. That's why you can't be asleep. Check you out. Check you out. You are this star. Wait, right after this. The High Priest, High Priestess. Beginnings. Okay, your beginnings are not limited. Your beginnings are limitless. You are without boundaries. You are boundless. Oh, okay. Someone sees this. You're boundless. This energy that you're moving towards that we saw from the very beginning. Yeah. Yeah, you're High Priest, High Priestesses. Some of you are really honing into your spiritual power. You're really honing into this. Divine knowledge is coming to you. Some of you, this is ancestral. Some of you, this is like stuff that was buried deep, that you were not in tune with because you were asleep. Or I should say, let me put it nice. You were not aware, okay? You were not aware. You were not in your full awareness. Yeah, see, you see this right here? This is something, this is like an inner knowing that is like you're unearthing. It's coming from the earth and it's sprouting like that flower we were talking about. Oh, okay. So a reunion with self, a reunion. This is manifestation, 11-11 energy. This is like full speed ahead. You're not stopping. Okay. Like you're on the move. Wait, look, this is what's below it. full speed ahead. And what does the divine say? This is you and your truth. Walking confidently. See, it's that truth that you've been looking for quite some time. That connection that you have with yourself. The connection that you have with your guides. Oh, you've been looking for this for quite some time. Faith. Okay, so you're overcoming doubt. Happiness. This is this energy. It's a beginning full of promises. Ooh. See, didn't we say that love was part of this for many of you? Yeah, you're finding some connection to self first and foremost. It's like you've taken your power back. You're in your authenticity. Okay. You are now the authority. You are moving like it. Okay. There is some sort of like connection to your past that you could be kind of like, either it's unearthing or you're going to be seeing it. Something having to do with your connection with your past that you could be revisiting. It could be, it could be this person. There could be that person in your energy that could be coming towards you. Someone connected to your past. It's like you may face someone in your past. Face them, it may not necessarily be like a challenge. There's some aspect of you facing someone from your past, and I'm getting this energy that it's like them coming back into your energy, or they're wanting to. It's meant to like teach you some sort of lesson. It's meant to bring clarity for you. So there is kind of like a word of caution to not get stuck in that past, to not get stuck going backwards. Although I don't see you being stuck. Why? Because of this. Like you're ending cycles. Yet it may be a challenge for some of you dealing with this energy right here. For some of you, this could be someone that was very close to you, like you had a shared connection with. You may have thought that this person was your twin flame soulmate. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. You're definitely in your fulfillment, your happiness, moving towards your goals, success, prosperity. Yeah, this person could be looking at you like, okay, you got clarity, but you're not doing it. You're not doing it in my presence, or it's not a us, it's a you thing. I thought it was going to be us. Now it's a you. You found your happiness, or you're in your clarity. Now what about us? So, so tell me about this Four of Cups and Ace of Swords. Okay, y'all. Gotta wrap this up. So it's It's either the divine is bringing you into this energy of prosperity, abundance. I'm seeing two sides of this Ace of Pentacles. Like your clarity is bringing you this. It's bringing you a lot more growth, opportunities to find. It's like you have a world of opportunities, really. You have a world of opportunities available for you. And at the same time, I'm seeing that this Ace of Pentacles may represent someone that could be showing up in your energy that may all of a sudden come towards you and say they want to invest. This could be someone from your past or a new person that could be wanting to come towards you to invest in you, what they see, your level of, it's like your growth. Like you found your foundation, you have your roots planted firm. Okay, let's see if there's anything else and wrap it up. Okay, King or Queen of Pentacles showing up in your energy. You may or may not know who this is. Of course, if this resonates, you'll know. This person, something about unconscious motivations. Whether this King of Cups, let's see, who's this King of Cups? Tell us more about this King of Cups. I'm getting that it may or may not be someone that has positive intentions. It actually may be this same person right here. Okay. Which in essence would not be a King of Cups in the upright. This would be a person that's in the reverse. That's how I'm seeing this. This person is supposed to be like this though. Okay. Someone who understands and this and that. In their most unbalanced energy, they're not emotionally stable. They got some stuff going on. Let's just say that. They got some stuff going on. Yeah, they definitely have some stuff going on. Okay, someone wants to renew something. Someone may come and apologize. Yet their apology is not about I'm not getting that it's authentic. Be careful, be cautious, because people may be seeing you elevate and they may come towards you for the wrong reasons. They see you progressing, they see you moving forward, they see you finding your light. Okay, there's some kind of energy like that. Keep your composure. Okay. This may be more than you're willing to take on. That may resonate with someone. Okay. This may be more than you're willing to take on. At this point in your life. Oh, be careful. They may come towards you. See, 3 of Swords. It's that same Cups energy. So for some of you, whether or not this person is a water sign, it's not very specific. For some of you, it is. For some of you, it could be. I'm not even going to get into the signs. You'll know if this message resonates with you, who this is. Someone may be coming towards you as you are moving away, as you're progressing. See, it's almost giving that energy of like someone is now coming on their high horse, right? You're already on the boat, on your way to progress. It's like this. What I'm getting is the ship has sailed, and it's like the person's like galloping on their horse. They're galloping on their horse. They're like, wait, I gotta come. I hope it's not too late. Did you change your mind? Can you change your mind? I really meant this, or I want to do that. I'm willing to do this now. Be careful. There could be some other intentions regarding this person. They may have ulterior motives. They could, yeah. Okay, you'll know if this message resonates. See that? You may be dealing with someone who may try to come back in your energy and may make false promises and end up doing the exact same thing that they did before. Facts. Exact same thing. When you were with this person, listen, I'm not trying to get into that energy right now. Your guides are saying be careful. You're protected. Okay? You are protected. You'll know if this message is for you, if it resonates. You'll know who this is. You'll know exactly what to do. You'll feel the energies. You'll see that there are certain things that are... Some of you are not even going to allow this person to even get in your face like that. Like, it's done. It's a done deal. Yeah. See, this is showing up again. For some of you, it's like, wait, go back to what? Okay, yeah, the cycle is complete. That's why this showed up. You'll have some folks wanting to pop up and hoping that it's not too late. There's some of those. They're not going to be very straightforward though. They're going to be kind of like sideways about it. Like the intention is going to be to get back in your energy. They may not be straightforward about saying that's exactly what they want. They may kind of like do a little thing here or there, do this here and there. It's kind of like, oh yeah, like someone kind of like leaving the door open. Yeah, leave the door open. They want you to leave the door open so they can charge through. Okay. All right, y'all. We're not gonna give whoever this is, we're not gonna give their energy any more attention. You already know who this is. The essence of this is that you are in your spiritual power, definitely progressing, finding your balance again. Yeah, that temperance energy that I saw was about you finding your balance again. The sun and the moon, definitely about there's a lot of balance showing up for you. Balance, manifestation. See, balance. 2-2. You could be seeing 2-2-2 quite a bit. Yeah, this is definitely Ma'at energy, balance, truth, justice, reciprocity, all of that. We already discussed it. So now you get to choose to remain authentic to you. I think that may be the title that I use for this. Yes. You get to choose. We'll see. We'll see what comes as I continue. All right, y'all. Yes, 2-2-2. You could be, yeah. 2-2-2. Again, yeah, you did make a point there. 2-2-2 is you being this emperor, empress, moving towards this energy that you've always been anyway. And you're like remembering or unearthing, however it is that you want to say it. High Priestess is also 2-2-2. All right, so that is the message. Thank you for staying on the live this long. All of you who commented. Yeah. Oh, you said third eye. I should call it unapologetically you. I think I might do that. Stay authentic and unapologetically you. I don't know. Well, yes, I do know it will come in terms of the title. All right, y'all. Thank you for staying on the live this long. And all of you who commented, who donated, thank you so much. The new subscribers. All right. Peace, love, and divine light. Make sure you thumbs up the video, y'all, if you haven't already. All right. Thank you, Adil Rivero. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Third Eye. And everyone else. Thank you, Attila. All right. Okay, Radhika. Thank you. All right. Peace, love, and divine light, y'all. Thank you.